So we all know about the 9 to 5, right?
I remember the exact moment that I realized that I did not want to work a 9 to 5.
Didn't want to do this at all.
I felt so depressed.
Don't know like how people do it.
It's pain as the ultimate trap, this hamster wheel that you get stuck on and you can't get out. But is it really as bad as people make it? People bash on the idea of working under a company so much that I feel like I have to give another perspective on this. To start, let's take a step back into history to see how the 9 to 5 came to be. Back then, before labor laws were really set in stone, jobs were shitty. Jobs were terrible. This was a time when people were paid pennies an hour, working long hours in cramped spaces and dangerous environments. But thanks to our ancestors with labor movements, we were blessed with the 9 to 5. Regular hours, better pay, and safer working conditions. And I'm here, one semester left before I graduate. So other than school, I work 2 part-time jobs, both of them being customer facing. And I can fucking guarantee that anybody that works in this industry would choose a 9 to 5 any day over a customer service job. We'd rather not do this. And notice I said we, not just me. I'm how the culture feeling. All my peers working these fast food restaurants or retail stores have these horror stories to tell. It's not even funny. Okay, some of them actually are, but overall, the job is like where you have to be a people pleaser, dealing with complaints from people and taking the punches whenever something so minor goes wrong. It's a bit degrading. And I mean, I can do it. Honestly, I'm great at it, but do I want to do it? No. Jobs like these are tough, but there's definitely some benefits and skills I learned, like the experience and confidence talking to strangers, a sense of work environment, and meeting coworkers along the way. Because most of the people I work with are in a similar position where they see this as a temporary thing while they're working up towards something. And there's some sort of bond that forms when you share the same responsibilities. The whole reason that I'm okay working this type of job is because I know it's not something I'm gonna do long term. I'm sacrificing short-term happiness for long-term personal growth. However, there's something that's always in the back of my mind. I'll work 11 hours on a Saturday to get that juicy overtime, that time and a half, but I know that time and a half is equivalent to how much a regular 9 to 5 worker makes. And I'd much rather be in the back office, snuggled up at my computer work with my colleagues rather than dealing with this type of torture. Which is why I feel that a 9 to 5 is personally a step up for me. I know baristas that have to wake up 4 in the morning doing way more demanding work with terrible hours and still getting less pay than a 9 to 5. But it's not just the wage, it's the quality of life, the stability, and the opportunities it has to offer. And I'll get into the list of benefits I see from a 9 to 5, and the first one is right in front of our faces. The time is in the name, and it clearly provides a boundary between work and personal life. And even since the pandemic, a lot of the jobs offer a remote or hybrid, which allows you to work in the comfort of your own home. Unlike shift work and freelance gigs, which has irregular hours and different types of demands, the 9 to 5 allows you to plan your life outside of work more effectively. You know when you'll be off, so you can schedule personal activities, family time, and hobbies around your work schedule. You will get that 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. Why am I so dim? I came to the sun and I'm still freaking in the shade. It's hot, I'm sweating. Alright, we're gonna have to move. So, as I was saying, this goes on with a sense of stability and balance because you'll be getting paychecks on a regular basis. And with a set amount of money coming in, you can budget your expenses, plan your future, and invest accordingly. Not to mention the insurance and retirement plans covered. And like most other jobs, a 9 to 5 also brings a sense of community. Working in an office in the same environment will default to building connections. And since everyone else is off at 5 p.m., other people will most likely match your schedule and make friends. At least that's what I'm hoping, because after college, there's a chance I might not make any friends. Now I'm listing all these benefits of a 9 to 5, yet for some reason, people tend to sell you the idea of hating your job by twisting the words of it. I get a scheduled 9 to 5 with regular work hours. So you're telling me you gotta wake up in the morning and slave for 8 hours a day? My job gives me financial stability and I get a 401k. Wow, so you're taking the safe route, have fun working till you're 65 before you can even have fun in life. My manager's kinda cool, he lets me clock out hella early and I still get paid for the full day. Okay, so you're working under someone else, you're not your own boss. Me personally, I will have to say though, what makes or breaks your job is the people you're working with, and this is very dependent on your boss. Nothing is better than a 9 to 5 with a good manager, but nothing is worse than a 9 to 5 with a bad manager. Now, there are other alternative occupations outside of 9 to 5, like a blue-collar job or unemployment. But what's usually compared the most to a 9 to 5 is starting your own business or entrepreneurship. And people advocate for starting your own business so you could be your own boss, work your own schedule, get paid for your own work. They flex their cars and post Shopify statistics showing like, I made $10,000 off taking a shit today. And I can see the appeal, but I need to throw some reality into this. I think people are too caught up on the idea that they get to be on their own without realizing how much harder it is to build a company rather than working for one. Just starting out, 90% of startups fail, meaning out of 10 people who try to start a business, only 1 makes it out, statistically. So I gotta ask everybody who thinks of starting a business, what makes you the 1 out of 10 that stands out? Probably because of your skills or ideas with a leadership mentality, right? So let me ask you this. Can you discipline yourself to wake up early in the morning every single day? Or to get yourself to go to the gym consistently, or to stop scrolling on your phone? Because if you can't even do the simple disciplinary actions to manage your own life, what makes you think you can manage a whole company and the people in it? This might not apply to you, but I'm sure a lot of people struggle with their own individual lives already. Sometimes having a boss or having someone there will make you get your shit together, like having a fitness coach during training. There's also another thought floating around that entrepreneurship is some sort of shortcut, but I think that's far from the truth. Because people will complain about a 40-hour work week in a 9-to-5, but then you come to realize that you actually have to put in way more work and way more hours into your business and not even making an income, especially when starting out. Times in your life you won't even know where you're heading, and building a business might take months or even years before seeing an ounce of success. Or it could straight up slap you with debt and bankruptcy. Most people aren't built for that. There's a huge benefit and safety for working under a company that's already established rather than starting one from scratch. A lot of people would rather take a safe option where they could get a guaranteed stream of income and schedule their life based on a schedule given to them. And that's fine. Literally nothing is wrong with that. A 9-to-5 is normal. It's basic. And nothing's wrong with basic. Because there's a lot of basic people out there who aren't ready to take a risk into something that can fail. People might fantasize and tell themselves that they're better than a 9-to-5, yet rarely anybody takes the action in their career to make their lives better than a 9-to-5. You need to have a very strong mindset to be successful in a business. But I can for sure lure out anybody who shouldn't start one. Because if you're reconsidering yourself, you're not ready. If you truly have the mindset to start your own business, you'll be flipping me off right now. Because I'm just some random guy on the internet trying to change your mind. Then again, maybe I'm just coping and I could be totally wrong. Maybe when I graduate and I actually land a 9-to-5, I'll feel like it's hell and I'll have a totally different opinion. But until then, my view still stands. At the very least, I'm hoping that people will reconsider a 9-to-5 as a very stable and safe part of your life. Especially during a time when people are struggling to find jobs right now. Or at least consider a 9-to-5 a good placeholder in your life. Don't forget that you can be an entrepreneur while working, which is exactly what I'm doing. Jeff Bezos started his career working at McDonald's before creating Amazon, which shows that you will have the time for your accomplishments as long as you spend the time productively. And for the people who want to start their own business, just remember, building a business will not be easier, but it will be so much more worth it if you are dedicated. So good luck to you guys too. But yeah, this is my long string of thoughts that I'm typing out at 12 a.m. on a weekday night. Honestly, if anybody has their own opinions about this, feel free to comment down below. I read every single comment. And like and subscribe.